Up next, we have our next guest speaker, Indira Khan. Indira is the SVP of Consumer and Mortgage Lending at Suffolk Credit Union on Long Island. Indira, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here and excited to talk to you today. I've heard from other credit unions in your area that they look to Suffolk as that leader, as that first to market in many different forms of innovation. And so thanks for agreeing to talk to us about that innovative mindset and strategy that Suffolk has. Could you
Oh,
start by talking to the team about why buy now, pay later for Suffolk?
okay. So really good information from everyone so far, right? I felt like they were taking all of my talking points from my brain and like saying them, and I'm like, what's going to be left for me to talk about, right? Because for us here at Suffolk, we're very much into technology and to drive results for our members, right? How do we offer them something that they're already participating in, right? You listed out all the other companies that offer buy now, pay later. But when we can't offer them that product, they're going someplace else and they're participating in it. So how do we differentiate ourselves, or how do we make our credit union the primary credit union that they want to participate with? So my CEO, she's very much into technology and fintech. And this was one of the first ones that she, at the time I was in charge of strategic projects, that she directed me to look into. And thankfully, I met you guys at GAC, and here we are a couple of years later. I will tell you, from a traditional person of lending and looking at, boxes of loan to value and debt to income and all those traditional things that we did, I was like very much uncertain how it would perform, right? So I would go to bed at night, and this was one of the things that kept me up because I didn't have those traditional parameters set up around the program, and I was trusting technology to drive the buy box that we worked on together and set up. But I will tell you, since we launched the program on January 10th, we booked 769 loans. 769 loans, right? And so far we've had two loans charged off for $539. So when you talk about the expertise that you guys bring, right? And what we were looking to achieve, it couldn't have been a better marriage. So for us, it was a win-win. The other piece I want to talk about, knowing that everybody else mentioned all the good things about it, is the relationship with Equipify, the people that you guys have working there, yourself, Bryce, Danny, working through the project. It was, yes, we had dated technology, and it took us a little bit longer to get to the start line to say, okay, let's crawl, let's walk, let's run. But I've come from a banking background, and I have not seen this type of relationship with vendors who integrate with credit union. They pretty much integrate and they're like, okay, that's how it works. And if you're not, the squeaky wheel, you're not hearing from them. That was not the case, and that is not the case with Equipify. They are there for you every step of the way. They want to make you successful, because if we're successful, they're successful, and we will refer them. But it was the knowledge base of what it is that they were trying to do, explaining it to us, making sense, making sure all the tentacles that needed to be addressed, whether it was compliance, whether it was lending, marketing. I mean, the marketing pieces, you could just take those and just like use them at a moment's notice. So holistically, it is what you brought to the table that I think was second to none, that I can compare another vendor that I deal with, that I can say, oh my gosh, they're performing the same way. So for that, I think that's where you win. And for us, we win because we're able to offer our members a product that helps them, meet that day-to-day challenge that they may face. It mitigates the delinquency. It mitigates negative checking accounts. So when you're able to marry that kind of product with not only like a skip a pay or a leasing product, you really are becoming that holistic financial institution, because nowadays everybody's got like 3 or 4 checking accounts with different institutions because they want that lower rate on the loan. So
Mhm.
that's where I think, this partnership with Equipify was second to none.
And dear, I'm so grateful that you shared that today. Thank you for those kind words and for talking about our project and our team. It really means a lot to me, and I'm sure to the rest of my team here. Um, I also love the comments about how to sort of layer buy now, pay later in with all your other solutions that help make Suffolk an innovative space and a one-stop shop, if you will, for your members. I could see that really being a positive acquisition method as well for Suffolk. So that's great. Thank you for sharing that.
You're
I want to
welcome.
I want to ask you also, if, would you talk a little bit about regulation? So you went live, and then almost right after that, the state of New York published some guidance on buy now, pay later. How have you felt that your product aligned with guidance that you're hearing out there in the state or federally?
Well, as soon as that came out, even our compliance, individual, he was already reviewing it, and he came back and said, Indira, we're good. We're good. We have nothing to worry about. Because he reviewed everything and he saw that what we implemented was, we were not breaking any laws, we were compliant, and everything that he looked at checked out. So for us, it was a non-event.
Nice. Great. That's what we want to hear. That harkens back to Bryce's comments earlier about 2024 and how the CFPB is stepping in now and starting to drive regulation around buy now, pay later, and why we really feel like the solution is safe and smart and sound when delivered by the financial institutions.
Exactly.
Thanks for
Exactly.
sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
So what does the future look like for buy now, pay later at Suffolk?
Oh, I can't wait. And we are giving away free work in case anybody wants to come over and help us. We're in the process of doing a core conversion from XP2 to DNA. So that's a very heavy lift. And what that will help us to do is to do more automation. That is we're restricted in so many ways right now with our legacy system. So moving to the DNA system will allow us to do more efficient data mining, more offers in a way that can now be done on the phone and not an email. Really looking forward to doing that. And then at the end of the year, you always want to look back, like you and I, we do these sessions where we look back and look at results. But looking back and say, okay, we've done it for a year now. Are you too tight? Are you too tight in one area? Do you need to relax in another area? How can we make the program better based on data and results? So because now we'll have data to go on to make those decisions.
I'm really looking forward to working with you on that as well. I know core conversion, huge effort for you all, but happy that Equipify can sort of stand by you and work with you on it for your buy now, pay later solution, part of that. Indira, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your thoughts, your insights. I genuinely appreciate your time, and we'll chat soon, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.